Friendly Neighborhood Master Allen, and I'm going to take you through the menus on the original Xenopixel chip from Level Up Sabers. So you'll have to check, and if it's this purple circuit board, then this instructions are going to be for you. If you have the newer one, which is black, you're going to have to wait for a different video. I'm not going to be doing that one in this video. But so, don't pay attention to whether or not it has the SD card. The old Xenopixels and all the new Xeno boards have this. And don't pay attention to the port, because some of them are USB-C, some of them are round plug. Pay attention to the color of your circuit board. And so this one is that kind of a royal purple. And so if you've got that color circuit board, this video is for you. So first we're going to power our saber up. Power on. Okay, now you can see I've got my NeoPixel pins down there. When I power this up, oh man, that was loud, I'm sorry. I'm going to turn that down a step. That was a lot. Still kind of a lot. But so you'll notice that there's a little bit of flicker coming through these windows here. And now there's a very, very small, it's not a very powerful LED that's under there with the pins. And it makes it so that you get just a little bit better lighting for certain types of effects and things like that. It gives it just an extra way to give it a little bit more richness. Now, we're going to cycle through our blade off menu. Now you can hear me a little better. And so we know one flash is volume.
Mute. Volume high. Volume low. Mute. Volume high.
And so we're going to go volume high for the rest of the menus. Now, two flashes.
Rainbow blade.
Rainbow blade.
Candy blade.
Candy blade.
Unstable.
Unstable. So this is the one that's going to kind of flicker a little bit.
Cracked blade.
The cracked blade is the one that there's going to strobe along the blade. There'll be white flashes amidst your color.
Fire blade.
Fire blade has got, basically it's got like a light texture as it flickers. And so if you do like an orange or a red, there will be like a slight color change as it flickers, as it kind of strobes, so that you get that kind of the flame effect.
Steady.
Steady. Now we're all the way back to the beginning. Three flashes.
Hunter ignition.
And so the hunter ignition,
Standard blade.
all right, for the next stuff, I'm going to put the bottom back on. It's going to take some of the sharpness out of the sounds. All right, and so we're on the three flash menu. 1, 2, 3.
The night.
Oh, that was 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3.
Blaster blade.
Blaster blade.
Ghost blade.
Ghost blade. And so that's the one where you ignite the blade, and when you move it, the blade will activate. 1, 2, 3.
Broken ignition.
Broken ignition, there's a delay between the side ignitions and the top ignition. So especially if you've got like the crossguard sabers and things like that, you get that sort of the Kylo Ren effect where the main blade goes and then the side blades go slightly later.
Stack ignition.
Stack ignition, there'll be a chunk that they stack up. It's almost like kind of, you know, blocks of light.
Photon ignition.
Photon ignition has got like it's almost like a laser sound, and it'll flash white before the blade ignites.
Warp ignition. Phaser ignition. Scavenger ignition. Hunter ignition. Standard blade.
And so that's how I cycle through those. And then 4 flashes
Wanderer.
is going to cycle through your different sound fonts.
The Protector. The Dark Empress.
And there's a bazillion of those, so, you know, enjoy. All right, now we're going to do our blade in. And so when I ignite, let's get us back to factory settings. Now we're going to do our blade on menus. So we got button on, blade off. We're going to ignite the saber. And I've got this muted so that you can hear my voice a little better. And we're going to go 1, 2, and that's going to cycle through our colors. And so it starts normally like it'll default to a white, and then it'll slowly cycle through. And so then depending on what you're looking to get, once you got your color, then you hit your button to lock it in. And now 1, 2, 3 is where we power it down. And so now I've got to turn the sound back on for the first button.
Volume high.
And so that's our blade lock up. And you tap your button and then that turns that back off. And so for your blade lock up, when you've got your blade met with somebody else's blade, then you can activate the blade lock up and it gets that crackle sound plus the look from the movies and shows and things like that. And now the blaster deflect is after I've got it ignited, when I tap the button, it's going to play the blaster deflect sound. So if I'm doing choreography or something like that, where I want it to kind of demonstrate that, you know, whatever the motif, whatever, that's how I do that. And so then you just keep your thumb or your finger kind of on it so that as you're swinging, you can be tapping that button and it'll activate that sound for you. And then each sound font has got its own blaster deflect noise. And so the blasters have different sounds, the effect or the, you know, the sound that it plays when it does it, like they're all different. And so that becomes another aspect of, as you tune your saber to be unique to you, finding the blaster deflect sound that you like the most. The Dark Ages font, which gives you like the sword kind of sounding swing. Instead of blasters, it's arrows. And so then when you tap your button, you get arrow sounds. I'll bring that one up here in a second.
Dark Ages.
So we got our Dark Ages font activated. So when I turn this on, and so those are all those different arrow sounds. And then the lockup sound, you get that metal sliding on metal. There you go.